Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Sunday, August 6th, 2017. And we're doing this from normal about an hour earlier than usual. However, this might be the new normal. We'll have to see about that. Just because now my mornings are going to be a lot more packed, so I can't really stay up as late to do this. Ending the stream at 11 is usually not bad issue or bad thing, but if I have to do it after stream, it then kind of pushes in the cans. Yeah. So we'll see how that works out. I'm not sure. We may change days, we may do stuff like that, and it also depends on what happens after release a demo, because we're getting really close to a demo. It's possible that when we do that release, publisher pick it up. I have to, do a lot of stuff off stream and kind of show little bits of development over time. I don't know. It's gonna probably change Well, it's gonna definitely change significantly because we're gonna be doing some development off stream. How much that will ripple through the format, I have no idea. Or it's possible that no one could care, and that could be close to the end of it, right? I don't know. Hopefully not. I definitely, because I think I have something that would work, so I definitely try a lot of options for it, but one of the main ones is just see how, when we have a starting phase of it, see how that works out. Yeah, so we're getting very close to a demo. Probably gonna start like 8 p.m. Eastern, even though it's more like 8:15 Eastern, to like 10 Eastern, maybe 9:30 Eastern, and we'll see how that works. If that's the case and that ends up working, then we might even be able to do it on Wednesdays as well, or having it Wednesday instead of other days, whatever. Or maybe we spread them out, maybe it's like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or something like that. We'll need to see on that, but some things are probably going to have to change, because 9 to 11 and then, doing a morning shift 9 to 5 is like 9-ish to 5-ish. Is probably not gonna be the best solution. We'll see. Right, so I was gonna open Blender. Forgot what I was gonna do there. Okay, so actually I probably should open up the file too, because I have to browse to it. Cathedral Road, I think I put them all, I put them all in Cathedral Road. So what we're working on last time was trying to do a roof for this. And it's not really all that good of a cathedral. I'm curious how it will actually look in-game. But yeah, we'll see on that. So the part we're working on, I should say, as well, is this part here. So when you're in range of the cathedral, this is all you'll see, because I don't want to have a big old roof and stuff like that block you, but then there'll be this cathedral up here. When you're far away, well, not far away, but when your camera can't be obscured by it. In case I'm wondering, it's tea. It's they call it cup of calm. It's like chamomile mixed with like a mint and something like that. Anyway, thanks in Real Legend for the host. So if you're joining us, you can join the chat room. I tend to, or I try to not refer to people by their name unless they speak in chat, just in case a lurker wants to just lurk, right? And then remember to sign out or whatever. So yeah, if you want me to refer to you by your name, speak in chat, and I'll take that as license to say, oh hi, welcome to the chat, person by name, and I'll probably refer to you by name unless it's like unless it's an appropriate name. Other than that should be fine, and yeah, that's all I can think of. That's all I can think of. So we're gonna work on the roof a bit more. I think we're gonna do one more to make it flat. Can end it here, but I want to do one more, I think. Maybe I add a little top to there. Probably not a cross, because that's already on the king. I'll probably just have one of those come up. Or maybe these two come up. Maybe the sides come up. We'll see. Yeah, and to see that in game here, and actually the map, like especially this map, needs a lot of work. But it's just stuff I can do off stream. Like I have to do off stream, I should say. Like I'll probably need to replace the tiles so that way they're. I'll probably have all the actors in there. I'll probably make it so that way all the actors are independent, but they won't have a stack mesh component associated with it. Instead, they will manipulate another stack mesh component. Because it doesn't seem like I have a problem having, like... Loose Screw is the name of the company for now. Hopefully company, but at the moment, company. It was actually based off a Pearl Jam song. But, yeah, Sweet Lou. But anyway, yeah, the game is called Check It. So, and that's going to be the name I intend for it. The UI is going to change, but it's going to be called Check It. So there, so check it. I'll make a great logo. We'll make a great logo, Loose Screw, because I already have a logo, kind of right around here, and it also animates. I'm not gonna play my end one, but I'm just gonna play my start one again. So if you look right around, here, there's a 3 or 4 technically, but I consider 2 of them half because I put them together. Little animations that happen. I wish I could do it here, but in order for me to do it here, I need to have a video format that either I would need to have this be a video, like I'd have to have this be a video and have it be completely opaque, or I'd have to have a video that's transparent. Neither of which I would really want to do at the moment. I could do a opaque video here for my lower thirds and just have it be completely blocking, and then right on top of it. Yeah. As it stands right now, it's just a PNG because OBS can't take a video that has transparency in it. Technically, there are some ways around it, but yeah. I think there's one involving a web browser plugin, and there's supposed to be some VLC stuff that works. Although when I tried doing it, it didn't work. It played. I don't think it played at all. I don't think it played the video at all. I can't remember if it played opaque or if it didn't play the video. I think it didn't play the video at all. Anyway, yeah. And that is my logo. And I do have some other ideas for a logo too if I end up making something that's more substantial, like an anime or something, and I need to have an actual logo. Needs more green screen. Yeah, one of the problems with green screen, well, I mean, green screen's imperfect. And even then, that would be behind me, not in front of me, right? So, the problem is not so much keying out the background. The problem is that the video itself will be the foreground. So I have to key out the video to see me. Although there could be, like, a background with a logo or whatever. That would be kind of cheesy, but it'd probably look like something off of Jim Sterling video or whatever, where he has that kind of... I mean, his is real, but he kind of has that little backdrop thing. Anyway, yeah, but... I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but, actually, let's check it. Let's see if something actually changed in the last little while. It's been a while since I checked. It's been, like, probably 6 months. OBS transparent video. Oh, can you do a chroma key with video? In which case, I would be able to do it with no, but it would be mask. It'd be on off. If that's the case, that'd be fine, except that the screw would look kind of like, well, unless I super sample it, like I make it way larger. Would that work? So if I make a video lower third with a mask, a chroma key mask, that is just, alright, that's not gonna that's bigger than the output display, like let's say do a 4K, that would be 4 times super sampling. If it does that, or is it gonna crush it down to the pixel and then do the key? I don't know. That'd be something to experiment with. I mean, at this point, we've done it for so long that I'm not gonna mess with anything until the demo is released. I mean, we're probably like weeks away from the demo being released, depending on how things happen outside of the screen. Well, okay, so I got a new job, is what the thing was, right? I still work at Peace Perspective, by the way. The new job is not a conflict of interest. It's a research group. Research and enterprise software development. But, yeah. So we'll see about that. I'm not sure how it's gonna, you know, affect the life. Yeah, one of the problems is that QuickTime is no longer supported by Apple. I mean, QuickTime is itself, but the format in Windows is not. So it's being replaced by, of all people, GoPro. GoPro took up the license. They made a VLC filter and stuff like that, but it's not supported in OBS yet, as far as I know. Actually, let's see here. So let's do OBS Studio GoPro. Yeah, I don't know. That's not what I'm talking about. It's there. Obviously, OBS is undergoing a lot of active development. Let's actually look in the GoPro codec. So Cineform was bought by GoPro. What? Okay, what's going on with this? Because GoPro has recently released a VLC plugin, so what happened with that? Oh, okay. So Cineform. OBS Studio. Also, that is a fairly heavy format as well. It's a lot of data. It's fairly uncompressed. It's designed. Okay, so actually, if people don't know, my camera just off a little bit. Let's drop it down a little bit more. For people who don't know, the Cineform codec is designed for video editors to send data between each other. It's not designed to actually send out on like YouTube or anything like that. As such, it's designed to basically be lossless. I think there is a lossy setting, but it's like barely lossy. Or is it all lossy? I think mostly lossless. Try to remember. Sorry. Should have thought of that before I started my stream, even though I didn't know I was going to talk about it, so I guess I couldn't have. One of those days. Anyway, right, so, yeah. It is a lot of data, though. It's like... Actually, I had to send one out in it. Let's look at this here. So, piece perspective. Animation. Memory multi-GPU. After Effects. Encoder. So, the video is 4 minutes long or so. It's 4 minutes, 21 seconds, because haha. That wasn't intentional, by the way. And the MP4, like the H.264 high quality I sent to YouTube, before I sent to Ryan, but I sent to YouTube for test, was 461 megabytes. The Cineform is 4.4 gigabytes, so that's like a factor of 4, or a factor of 10, I mean. Like a factor of 9 or 10 bigger. So that's a lot of data. Like 4 gigabytes for a 4-minute file is huge. But if you're doing small files, like for video transitions or whatever, that's fine. Or if you want to compress it later on, you want to make sure that whatever you compress is as late as possible, so you kind of just send it intermediate. Anyway. Oh, welcome to the chat, everyone. If you want me to refer to you by name, then speak in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to assume you're lurking, which is fine. It's awesome, but I don't want to, make anyone, So... Oh, hello. Oh, okay, it wouldn't matter. Okay, good. Alright, we did all the verticals. We didn't do any of the horizontals yet. So all these are aligned. So I need him to be... Oh, they're not the same. No. Okay. So we're gonna do, what was it again? 1.5 and 1.5 meters. What? There we are. Now I need to move this in line with that, in line with that. Then move this in line with that. That in line with that. That in line with that. That in line with that. In line with that, that in line with that. And then this 1.5 meters off of that. So here, and then go there. Negative 1.5 meters. Now I can go here, make that in line with that. And just keep doing that over and over and over again. As a matter of fact, I could probably even delete some of these edges here, but you know. And then we're here, and then we're here. And then there, and then move back. Go here, make that in line with that, make that in line with that. I did fix that, did I? Oops, that's why I wasn't looking right. Yeah, it looks like... Yeah, it looks like everything's in line. Okay, cool. At least to within a reasonable parameter. It's gonna be some floating point in precision, but that's okay. Actually, 4.5 meters. Nope, that's not right. Actually, I probably was right, but that's not what I was trying to click on. So we know what it mathematically should be. The only reason I wouldn't want to have it be set mathematically there is because we're, you know, too lazy to do it that exact way. But we're not lazy, are we? Or if we're running up on floating point precision issues, which shouldn't be a problem in this case, but you get the idea. Oh, so anyone just joining us, what we're actually making is a chess game, sort of. It's a game like chess. I just realized that I never showed anyone who joined in. It's a game like chess, except that it's on design levels. And I'm hoping to do it on possibly even mobile PC and VR. But in this case, this is a 64 by 64 level. And everything goes in control range of the king. So the king has control range that extends this circle here. So I can move, for example, the queen anywhere up to here, or an invalid tile here, or there, or there. Like, it probably could have actually worked there. Maybe, maybe not. But that isn't the valid tile because it's over water. Or what should be water. Anyway, what's representative of water. Everything goes back in king range, so I can move the king around. And that will move my control, because it'll be recentered on the king each move. So now I'm losing control on this side, but I'm getting more control on this side, so I can go further up. I can go, I still can't go there. I can go up to here, and one more, and I'll be able to control the knight, because the knight's slightly out of range. Now this knight's going to be in range, but the other one won't, so I can grab this knight, move it anywhere here. There, or there. But I can't grab this knight because it's still out of range. So the tactic will end up being... the logistics will end up being, you know, if you need to go someplace at any given time, like I may even have, as we were talking about earlier, a level where it you know, explodes, or it maybe explodes in other tiles form, so you have to constantly move the battlefield around, so which means if you have too large of an army, you're gonna not be able to move as logistically, because either you'll be too slow and pieces will just die, or you will be able to move your army but not quick enough to get a good logistic advantage, so people maybe will take extra moves to, you know, move a king and, you know, or move a queen and keep you locked in or whatever. There's a lot of possibilities for levels like this. Like in that case, it could be like a kind of a labyrinth sort of thing with in a donut shape, and every like 2 turns, one segment of the donut shuts down, the next one opens up, and it slowly rotates around, so you constantly have to move like a counterclockwise or whatever formation. That would be kind of imbalanced for whoever's upstream, though, but maybe I have to rethink that a little bit. Unless it ends up being... Oh, actually, this one would work. So everyone both starts at the... one person starts at the, 5 o'clock position, and another person starts at, like, the 7 o'clock position. And the map constantly goes up and down, so they have to constantly move in and follow back and forth until they make contact. That could be one possible map. There's a lot of possibilities like this, but, you know. So this is the type of game we have. Another one is 11 by 11 level that's called King's Court, where this one actually is made, where every 10 turns a ring in the level disappears, so people have to constantly go towards the center. So yeah, that's kind of the gameplay concept. So this is the 6 o'clock spawn, 3 o'clock spawns over here. And, oh, and you have to, there's pieces for your spawn all throughout the level. So any spawn assigned with you is a piece you can pick up, but you need to move a control piece in range to move it, right? So you have to move your army there. So this is a 3 o'clock spawn. It's AI controlled, so it's 3 o'clock versus 6 o'clock is perfectly symmetric. And then there's another spawn up here. Which is asymmetric. You don't have to play with it. You can actually disable the spawn, just play spawn 1 versus spawn 2 or whatever. But if you want to have spawn 3 involved, it could be spawn 1 and 2 versus 3, or even spawn 1 and 3 versus 2, even though that would be imbalanced. It would literally be imbalanced. But if you're all friends, who cares, right? You probably wouldn't want to have a tournament based off of that with any like actual balance, but you get the idea. Yeah, our little red carpet here. I like the lighting effects going on here. Anyway, like I said, at some point I'm gonna probably move this out a bit further and have walls here, so you actually have something to look at. I think if I, you know, have the wall come up to around here and then have like a voxel-looking banner coming down off the wall here, that'd be kind of cool. But that's one of those things you don't see until you do it, right? Anyway. So that is the game mechanic. And what we're working on right now was where the 4 bishops were. We're working on a cathedral to go around them. That's what this mall is supposed to be. Yeah. Wait, what? Sorry about that, just got a shoulder cramp there. There's floating point error. Eventually that'll add up. Not too concerned, like I said, but yeah. Once we do this, then let's then we can move up and then just flatten it off. We don't need to do that any more of that pull in. It's a pain in the butt. Oh, wait, that's not even right. So that's negative 4.5. And this is because we used the scale tool to do the internal bevel. Well, kind of like an inset and extrude almost. What? No. You. There. It's all I wanna do. All right, because it's off by set by half a voxel vertically. What was that? All of them? Look up, that was all of them. Oh. Lost track of time, I guess. So let's grab these faces here. Actually, let's do it here. $11.5, 1.5 meters. Thank you very much. And then grab all these faces here. Delete faces. And now we can just combine all of these. Come on. You know what, let's undo this here. So grab you, then you. Now we have something to lock onto for our view, even though if I use box select view, but you know. Hard times the hardest, or one of the hardest things to do sometimes is making sure you're clicking the right vertex. And a lot of these are redundant, and I realize that, and they're gonna go away, but now we have that end-on face here. And now I got you. Okay, now let's start deleting some edges. Actually, you know what? Let's just do our normals just in case something happens. Looks like it's shading correctly. Okay, now let's actually, let's show them. Why not? Instead of trying to do it like there. I think it was right to begin with, before to recalculate, but you know. I'm actually surprised how good Blender is with normals. I remember Maya had some problems knowing which one I was trying to say, but Blender, for the most part, it's been pretty good. All of these edges are redundant. They were useful to they're useful to model, but at this point, they're just gonna get in the way. Oh, nope, not you, no. Whoops. Those are relevant vertices. That's right, edges. Got a little carried away there. Because those edges didn't really contribute to any geometry. It was just easier to... Whoops, that one does. That one definitely does. That is an actual edge. That's a 9-degree edge. One not so much. I'm gonna have to add back some edges here, but between existing vertices, not adding new vertices. Like for here, here to here, there. Here to here, there, here to here, there, here to here, there, here to here, there, here to here, there. Don't actually need to create a new vertice there. I just need to connect the ones I have. And I know that I oftentimes do things where I select on vertices. I'm not sure if already been clicked or not. I know that I can just see if the white color changes, but I don't necessarily notice that right away. I can keep deleting deleting edges that are, dissolving edges that are no longer relevant because they were markers for like proportions and stuff like that. Didn't actually add geometry to the level. That was that. Yeah, that's an actual face. Okay. Come on, no, no, there. From here to there, cut there, there, cut there. One, two, three, four. Oh, they're both quads. Okay, so I need to cut up any further than that. Good. So now it's only 726 triangles. I'm not sure what it was before, but oh, a versi here, versi there. I don't need. Whoops. I don't know what happened there, but for some reason didn't think that geometry was connected. What are the problems with n-gons? Okay, so now let's look at this from the inside. Excuse me, sorry about the cough earlier. Let's see how low we can get this. Now we use this. Removing internal geometry. Probably actually done this a little bit early before we started, aligning these to the grid, but to the voxel period. But yeah, I didn't. All right, 600 triangles, which is, suffice to say, not bad at all for Cathedral, right? Oh, why are you like that? So as it stands, grabbing two edges and pressing the J key. I don't know. I say as it stands. It's not really what I'm trying to convey. Doesn't actually add geometry to your level. It just connects two vertices that already exist. The edge would have to be there, or someplace equivalent to there. You're just saying, don't go equivalent there, go right there, right? Which is a, you kind of see like a, let's say you have it's easier showing a 3D modeling program. Like, let's say you have, okay. Well, you get the idea. There's some degenerate faces there. I don't really want to make geometry in a level that I'm not going to use, so. Degenerate. So you have, I'll just do it. Object mode, add mesh plane. Here. Go to edit mode. Grab these two vertices here, move them up. What actual geometry is this surface? You don't know. It tries to shade weirdly, but, Now if I press these two here and press J, I still have two triangles, but now it says, okay, these, this is the edge, so these are concave. Or if I undo that and I say here, these two are the edge, then this is convex. So I should say them upside down to get the idea. So it's kind of hard to tell before you put the edge. The modeling program doesn't actually know. So, yeah. So I was trying to convey, but I was trying to think of some way I could do it with my hands or whatever, and that just wasn't going to work out. So anyone who's new joining us, we're making a game that's based on chess, but not quite. So it's what would happen if chess was not constrained to an 8x8 grid, and had some other, video gamey aspects to it that a board just couldn't do. This is a chessboard level, but let's show the cross streams level because that's a bit better. Let's just do 1 versus AI. So the third spawn's gonna be disabled. I'll show that after. But the thing is, I usually show all 3 spawns enabled, so I want to make sure I show a couple times where it's not, so you can actually see what I'm referring to, right? Like where if a spawn's disabled, it just disappears. So this is a 6 o'clock spawn. Everything has king range, so it's when my turn. When it's my turn, I should say I should have range around the king from here. And I can move the king around the level, and I can move the pieces from a spot in range. That's a valid tile outside. Sorry, into another spot that's in king range. If I have 2 kings or 2 control pieces, currently only kings, then I can actually have, that's all considered one big open area, so you can jump between armies, and then you can separate off and make attachments and things like that. But over here, I have 2 knights that are out of range. So if I move my king over, I'm going to slowly move towards the stable, and one more, I'll have control of one of the 2 pieces. And now I can move this piece here. Because the king's in range here, so I can move it again, or, well, I can't move this other piece though because it's out of range. But if I move my king 1 further, then it'll be in range next turn, and I'll be able to move both knights. And the thought is, you have a bigger army, now it's going to be slower. But it's going to be more powerful because you have more pieces. But you can still only move 1 piece per turn. And throughout the level, there's going to be other pieces that are scattered. Like, if I move a king in range of here, I can grab the bishops. Over here is silver spawns, 2 pawns, a rook, and another rook. And likewise, on the other side of the map, I have my own over here. I have the rook here, and a rook and 2 pawns over here. But I have to go across the silver spawn to get it. Silver can easily get out of their base and, stop me here with their army, prevent me from going this way, or go off and kill it, but then it's conceding the rest of the map. I can grab the bishops. I can, go into the castle and into the fortress here and, blockade the entrance, something like that. Although there's normally a third spawn here that has 2 rooks, 6 pawns, and 2 kings, 1 queen, and 4 knights, which is a lot, but it's less than the other 2 spawns combined. So if you let the other 2 spawns collect all the pieces in the level, not only do they have more pieces, but they can just raid your front door and make you trade. So you can either go in attachments from the castle and kill them, or you can just blockade the front. That's your choice. Or maybe you want to go in here and, attack them inside here, or, around the weather vane or something like that. You can choose where you want to make your engagement, but you're wasting turns to do so. And also, if you're interested in kind of cute-looking effects, I have a physics waterfall over here. And we're talking about like hundreds of frames per, or over 100 frames per second. Thanks. Another level we have. We have the chessboard level. I'll show that briefly. It's not going to be a game of chess per se, because it's going to have the check it movement scheme, which is very similar to chess, except there's no extra plays. There will eventually be power-ups, and pawns can eat forward, can eat on any diagonal and move forward, back, left, or right. So they can't just move forward and only eat forward diagonal. They can eat back diagonal as well. So, let's move a pawn up here. I can move my pawn back, left, right, or whatever, and I can eat here, there if it was enemy, and there if it was enemy as well. Pretty much everything else is the same though. So that's the kind of chessboard level. The reason why I include the chessboard level is to kind of give people an idea of what's different from actual chess on something that's familiar. So they, instead of just being like, here's a completely new concept, it'll be like, here's what's familiar to you with a few exceptions. You can play a few rounds on this and be like, okay, I understand what's different now, and then the other maps will make more sense. Another possibility is, the third map that I'm going to be releasing in the demo is King's Court. And this has a lot more. So let's actually... change it up a little bit. So let's have it be... So team 1, team 1, team 2, team 2, team 3, team 2, team 4, team 4. So everyone's going to have... And by the way, one player can be assigned to multiple teams as well. They'll just have multiple turns with different spawns. So they'll be competing against himself, but you get the idea there. If you want to do that, that's between you and your friends, right? Yeah, so there's 2. So everyone will have a Cartesianal spawn and a diagonal spawn. It starts off here with the typical spawns, and when the game starts, it will... swap out every piece into what you actually need. So it's gold's over here, silver's over here, blue's over here, and red's over here. And the gimmick of this map is that the AI is not programmed to know this yet, but every 10 turns, the map gets smaller. And if you're on a spot that gets that disappears, your pieces explode. So you have to constantly fight towards the center, which means that once you get center, you have to then fight, and if you're not in center, you have to trade to work your way in the center and make people move. All pieces are kings in this one, so you can move forward, back, left, right, or any diagonal, and you can eat any forward, back, left, or right, or any diagonal, but you can only move one space at a time, so you can't get any weird, like, move across the map and kill. You have to, in order for you to be in a place to kill, you have to put yourself in a place to be killed first, right? So it's one of those things where you have to corner someone, right? Or force them out the corner of the map until they die. Which these... Oops. Which, these 4 blank tiles, which cannot be moved, does. So, if you move in... And it could be 1 versus 1 versus 1 versus 1 versus 1 8 times, right? Like it could be, 1 versus 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 1 if you wanted to, or it could be 2 versus 1 versus 1 versus 1 versus 1 versus 1 versus 1. Where the first player would have a unfair advantage, but you set up the game that way, that's your problem, right? And then every 10 turns, a ring in the map will disappear. A bit of a gimmick, but if the gimmick is fun, why not, right? As a matter of fact, I'm going to leave this piece here, shadowing this piece to make sure it dies. Whereas this piece I'm going to move in center. Okay, it's gonna... Yeah. Yellow's gonna have... Or Silver's gonna have a bad time. There we are. And there's not gonna be any prompt for when the ring is gonna be gone. It's not random though, it's gonna be 10, so if you can count to 10, and you're not, losing your train of thought, then you should be fine. But yeah. But you'd have to count to 10, right? So now that I have the center, because the AI is kind of dumb, doesn't know about the gimmick of the level, I'm pretty much safe. I just gotta keep people outside the center. Come on, move this one. Okay, good. Should be this round, maybe the one after. Maybe the one after, okay. Silver's gonna have a bad time. There we are. So now it's 4 gold versus 1 red and 1 blue. It's called Check It. Because check. And the logo, well, the title screen was supposed to have, and might still eventually, have a picture of a pawn with sunglasses, because character, right? Yeah. Good. Now I locked this guy out. I won. There's no way they can kill me now. Should I keep moving back and forth here? Because there's no way they can get a king in range of any of these 3 moves, so the next one will just kill. The next time the ring falls. Unless they, suicide in and they let me kill them. Which is possible, although I think the AI would never choose that from a value standpoint. Because there'd always be a better, higher value tile if it doesn't know that the ring's going to drop. So yeah, so the commenter was Andrew with a bunch of underscores. So yeah, that's kind of the concept of the game. We're working on right now. Again, the UI is going to change massively, but I don't want to do that until I get the release of the plan right now is to release a free demo on itch.io. And the idea was that it started in 2014. Everything that was developed in this game was done on stream. It was streamed at some point. Not all of it made it to YouTube. I do have a bunch of YouTube videos that are banked, and I have to kind of put in there. I haven't got around to it yet. And we're doing a Cathedral for the cross streams level. Once we do that, that will be the everything done on stream component, and then I'll be able to take it offline and do things like VR. I'm hoping to have kind of a VR thing where you're able to like look around, pick up pieces, move them around, or maybe have a tablet, a virtual tablet in your hand where you can, do power-ups, have a mini-map, things like that. And have that be your interface to the game. Okay. So now what we need to do is we need to light map this. I think right now probably the easiest way to light map it would just be pretty much selecting every, you know what, just select all our edges and then just deselect the ones that are irrelevant. I'm not sure how efficient this will be with UVs, but we'll find out. Oh, I didn't, yeah. That's what I was going to do when I stopped there. So I want to do a triangulate modifier. Actually, no, I don't yet. I'm going to mark them sharp, then I'll triangulate, so I don't have to do... I want to do it before I unwrap. I got to fix that up as well. So I need to remove the coplanar edges here, because then I'd be having seams in my light map. That would be pointless. They could leave them in, but it would be possible that it would. It's possible that it would cause artifacts. Like little seams where it shouldn't be seams. So you end up having lighting detail change dramatically within a face, which is noticeable because if you can see the entire face, well, you know. Yeah. Well, along the edge, but if the edge is coplanar, then the lighting should be constant across it, but if it's not, because you made a seam, then it will look weird. It's probably the better way to explain it. Sorry, it was unclear. Start. But I need to triangulate it before I unwrap it. Otherwise, the unwrapper has been known to get confused. And, excuse me. And, so I can mark a seam without triangulating, because I'm just marking the edges, but then I need to triangulate. Because sometimes it ends up making faces have like 0 area. So you end up having these big stretch marks and stuff like that. It doesn't look great. Apply. Oh. Apply. Mode. And now we can do unwrap, and let's see what happens. Well, that's not skewed or anything like that. It's just very inefficient. But is that okay? Actually, in here I could probably make some seams because you can't look up. I don't know why I just selected all of these. I went inside specifically to deselect these, and they would create seams that I don't care about. The anti-micro management. It's a talk by, I think it was Day 9, about the anti-micro. Or in a real-time strategy, it's when you make moves and commands that literally cost you in some way, shape, or form. Like, it literally, if you would have done nothing, the game would have been better in your favor, right? The anti-micro. Okay, so now I only have 3 of these. These are contiguous, but the other ones are not. See if I can drop in the margin a little bit and have it be still good. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay. Probably need a bit of resolution here. Location 128 by 128. Okay, so it's 256 by 256, and it looks like everything has no overlaps or anything like that. Pixel independence. So 128 by 128 should do it. I'll probably do 256 by 256. Okay, now I'm going to save because save. Then I'm going to export FBX. Make sure I select selected objects. Cathedral. Let's go top. There we are. Now in Unreal Engine, it's going to say, "Hey, wait a minute," and that's okay. And then we will go into our meshes, go into cross streams, go into the actual level we're going to put it in, because that's helpful. And then we're going to dump. There we are. I need to do, I think it's -90 rotation. Yeah. And now we'll have a material that... material is this anyway? That one's Cathedral base. Material base is at 1.5 or is that 7.5? Oh, okay. So box size there. It's 100. Let's do 7. Let's do 1.5. Okay. So duplicate. Voxel Cathedral. Top. Let's go 150. See how that looks. Then do 0, 0, 0, 0. And then the fuse will make it like that. Sure, why not? So if I move it down, maybe I need to do 0.75. Let's do 75. That's doesn't look good. Okay, let's do 50. So horizontally and vertically. Sorry, horizontally it's aligned properly, including on the top. So all I need to do is deal with a 25 offset on the V for the here and here. Is that right? Where's the other two? Oh, that was wrong. It's these two here. Because the Z's up, we want to move. Save there. So that looks good, and it aligns to a half. Okay, let's see. Let me do here. Let's do 256. Let's see how high detail that is. That's about right. A little bit bigger than the other one, but that's okay. It should be enough resolution. Probably won't need to do a 512. Looks kind of bland, but should be good enough for a demo, a free demo. I can add more detail to it later, but you know. So that should be it. So we move here. It doesn't disappear yet. I'm going to make it disappear when you get too close to it so you can see underneath. And I'll do the same with the stable and stuff like that. That'll take a bit of coding, but that's okay. I'll probably have to make a special volume, but that's not a big deal. No big deal. mean, you could do it like this, but that would be kind of ugly if you keep clipping through geometry. So yeah, that's it for now. After that, it's just a matter of doing the programming. Bit of programming things like, again, making the stables, probably the balcony over there, and the cathedral disappear when you get too close, so you can see the piece inside. Doing an escape screen, which would give you some way of leaving the game. Probably for now, I'll just end up having it kill all your pieces if you leave the game and let the other people play. Unless you're a server, in which case the game just ends because the server's gone. I'm not going to do server travel or anything like that, like changing a state like that. Not sure if you can in Unreal Engine. I think you can. Well, I mean, you can, but like without... how would you do that? So you'd force someone to... First off, their proxy settings would have to be enabled, in that, or their firewall settings have to be enabled to allow external connections. I think. Unless Steam has some way of doing it like that. Then you need to drop the session, but save it on the server, but still assign some key to each of the sessions. Then make them rejoin the server to a new IP address, and then restore from the state there. That would be the easy way of doing it. There might be some other way you can do it as well. But I'm not gonna bother. It's a demo. Probably a better way I can think of if I think of it a bit longer. So there's that. So that's a cathedral. It's a bit of a bland cathedral, but that's okay. It's a placeholder. People will understand. So that. A quit game screen, camera movement, and that should be it. Oh, and the decorations for King's Court, the map that constantly gets smaller. For that one, it's just gonna be a bunch of boxes that are 3 meter by 3 meter that will collapse when the rings go, so it'll kind of fall with the physics effect. I can probably implement that in like a stream, but don't quote me on that because it's probably gonna take more than that. But in practice, but you know, it's really like an hour or two feature. Like you said, you do it in one stream. Well, someone asked me a question, and I spent half the stream answering it or whatever. Right? You get the idea. I'm gonna have to modify the stable because I need to take the roof off in order to make it separate. They have to be separate objects. That's okay. That was a plan, Mir. How the floor fall away like the waterfall with each ring that goes down. That was a plan. Set it to a physics object and give it an impulse and go. Probably not as much a random impulse as much as it would be. I mean, there would be some random component to it as well to make it interesting, but it'd probably mostly directional. So outwards from the center, with some random component to make it have some random spin. But yeah. Ideally, I'd actually want to have it do it one by one. So instead of having entire rings blow at once, it'll be like bang 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 bang. It kind of go like that, and have the pieces chunk off in that order. But I don't have it set up to do that just yet, and I don't want to delay the game by like a week or two just for that effect when I could add it in like a day off stream. And then add link support, ideally. I'm hoping I can. I haven't done anything that would make me not be able to. After that, that'd be it. Then I'd be taking offline and doing development offline. Yes, Tux. I like Linux. So that is it. And we're done. Earlier than expected. I was planning on cutting it off at 10. I was hoping to cut it off a bit earlier to do some things before bed. But I'm done. I'm not going to go and do King's Court. Or the hiding things. I'm probably not going to hide the houses, though. They'll probably stay in there because there's nothing. The tiles inside them are disabled. There's nothing that can go in there, so you don't have to see inside there. So I'll probably not do that. Same with the walls. I physically could. There's nothing stopping me, but why? Why would you do that, right? But yeah, this will probably disappear if I get too close to it. The pillars probably not, just the balcony thing on top. And then it will be setting up a Patreon, doing some introductory videos, and publishing in a piece perspective. Yeah. And then it will be published. And this game I've been working on since 2014 will be for public consumption. And I'll be able to take it offline, continue developing it, depending on schedules, depending on interest, depending on what happens with the other job, and so forth. So then, and of course there's warnings and editors. I have to fix a bunch of things, but I have basically the back end needs to be replaced again. Not sure if I'm going to do any components. I'm just going to do a sweep for it. Depends on how big of a change I'm going to have to make for VR. That's not a big deal though. That's offline. That's like a week of work, right? A week of work before, like if I didn't have another job. It's gonna be a little bit longer now that I have a third job. If you consider it's a job, a third job. Yeah. So then, well, there's also that contracting stuff I did with the guy in Toronto. So that'd be 4 jobs. Although I've been anyway, not important. That's it. So, any questions before I head out, or I don't like this song, so that's kind of a good one. Any questions before I head out, or just gonna give you the intro bumper? Could be as early as next week by the time we're not done and released, but done, and I can then make the Patreon page, do the introductory videos and stuff like that, make the post and publish it. I don't know how long that will take. That could be another week or something like that, but that won't be done on stream. Maybe I'll do some introductory videos on stream, but I doubt it. I'd want to have it be contained and produced. So, not so much of being like just kind of taking a clip of this, take it like an actual video. Well, guess not. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one. Come on.